What's up YouTube? I'm Mike. Today I'm going to shoot a quick video about anabolic steroids and hair loss because I get this question not infrequently. And I either get asked about my hair loss or I see guys in the comments making definitive claims that Masteron will make your hair fall out or that Tren or Test or whatever. There's a lot of people in the bodybuilding community that make these blanket statements about anabolic steroids and hair loss. And so I'm going to go over with you today real briefly my own experience with it to answer, let's see, who said that? Luke Xtiv 5983. I'm sure I'm killing that. LUCRXTIV 5983. If I wasn't in the middle of a video, I would have tried to decipher what that means. But he asked in the comments, have you ever had any problem with hair loss? If so, how did you combat that? So I'm a really unique case when it comes to hair loss because it's like I was partially bald at 25 and then my hair just stopped falling out. It's the weirdest fucking thing. So when I was in my early 20s, especially at work, I would get told on a near daily basis, you know, bro, you're losing your hair. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Obviously it'll be weird for me because I can't see. I'm gonna try, hopefully this comes through. My hair is very, very thin. It's hard to videotape this. My hair is very, very thin in the back, but really all the way, the entire crown of my head is very, you see how red my face gets? Take a second for all my blood to drain back down. It's been that way since, like I said, I was in my 20s. I've got pictures that if for some reason I needed to, I could bring out and clip into this video of me at multiple stages of my life where you can see, if you look at my head from the top, you can easily see my scalp all the way through the entire section of hair right here. I used to just back in the day, I would kind of spike my hair, I'd have it all kind of spiky looking, and it was even worse because any twisting or wetting of the hair obviously makes it clump together, and so it was really apparent. And so, I mean, it was something that I got all the time, and so I just thought, well, you know, fuck, maybe my hair's falling out. But it never got progressively worse. And so this was all the way back in my very early 20s, and it's proceeded all the way now. I'm 43, and I've used, well, let's see, I've used Masteron in large doses, Primo, Tren, Anavar, Anadrol, testosterone. I've used Proviron, Deca, I mean, I've used, but it's easier to mention what I haven't used. So I've never used Winstrol, I've never used Halo, I've never used EQ, just about every, so I've never used Superdrol. Just about every other compound or pro hormone or fucking anything, I've used it. And I've used every one of those compounds for extended periods of time with the exception of some of the orals, and I usually use them in relatively high doses. So I will routinely get paranoid that my hair is suddenly rapidly falling out. If it was up to me, you guys may have seen videos that I recorded back right before we went out of town, and when we were out of town, I just fucking shaved my head down because I was convinced that it was falling out. I don't want a bald spot, and I'm getting very close. Again, I don't know if you can see, I'm getting very close right in here to having an actual bald spot. And I have a deal that I made with my wife because she does not want me to shave my head. I made a deal with my wife that if I got a bald spot the size of a quarter where there was not a single hair on that section of skin, it's coming off. I would shave it off tomorrow. I do not understand men's obsession with their hair. Guys go through so much bullshit with the creams and the mousses and the pills and the fucking, you see Greg Doucette got plugs. C-Bum just got hair plugs or implants or whatever they call them. I do not fucking get it. Both these guys have girls. I'm married. My wife's not going anywhere. Like, I hope she's not going anywhere. I don't think she's going anywhere. I don't understand it. Like, having hair is nothing but a fucking pain in the ass. I wish to God my wife was just like, oh my God, you're the sexiest man in the world when you have no hair. It'd be gone tomorrow. So I do absolutely nothing at all to try to save it. If anything, I've been trying to get it to hurry up and fall out. I would say anecdotally that like running something like Masteron or maybe Tren I seem to see more, like, I wash my hair and I'll notice more hair on my hands maybe than usual. And I think that when I've run Deca, it seems to slow down, if not stop, what seems to be shedding. The thing that I can't figure out is how I could have started with hair that was so thin when I was in my 20s and have been abusing all of these compounds for the past 4 years now, and it's not like completely gone. So like, I'll show you like right here, you can see how it's kind of crept up like right there. And on the other side, you can see that there's obviously like, there's like recession. But the thing is, so like, I just kind of grow it down and lay it down like that. I got like a comb forward a little bit. The thing of it is that, I'm sure that it is going to some degree. My grandfather on my dad's side had a full head of hair. I'm talking a fucking full head of hair when he died at 95. This guy maintained color in his hair longer than maybe any human being I've ever known. For years, they thought he was dying it. I really think that he honestly wasn't. And then my grandfather on my mom's side was nearly completely bald when he died at 95. He was basically completely bald in his early 70s. I think I have his pattern because you see how like it's kind of like circling around this like little patch in the front right here. That's how my grandfather was on my mom's side. Like he had like a little sprig of hair, the white hair that came out right here, and the majority of the rest of it was gone. So like he didn't ever shave it down. He just kind of like let whatever, 15 hairs or whatever he had, man, he just fucking rocked it. But he had it like that. And so the fact that it comes up here and on the other side there, I'm assuming that this is eventually just gonna fucking make like a little island on the front of my head. Again, I hate hair. If I don't understand why we haven't figured out how to make a drug that makes the hair from here down just completely fall out. Like, I like having a beard, and I think that one of the saving graces, I'm lucky. Like, some guys are not lucky. I get that. Like, some people have weird shaped heads. Some people have moles on their heads that they find unsightly. I don't think I look bad with a buzz cut. Like, I think it looks comparable at best. I mean, maybe I look slightly better with hair, but to me, it's like a balancing act. It's like, what's better? You know what I mean? Like, a buzz cut when you have a good shaped head and you can grow a full beard and you just kind of look like a soldier, or like this where like, it's clearly very thin. And so if a person doesn't know me, if they don't know that it's been thin that way my entire life, I estimate that they go, oh, that guy's losing his hair and he's like desperately trying to hold on to it. And nothing could be further from the truth. So when somebody says, I think somebody said, Masteron is hair loss in a bottle. It can be, if you're sensitive to androgenic alopecia, which is generally what causes the recession in the front. So you've got two kinds. There's the male pattern baldness that typically starts on the crown of your head, and I think it kind of pulls around here. I think the fact that my hair is not receding from my widow's peak is evidence of the fact that I don't have androgenic induced alopecia, I think is what it's called. So can steroids exacerbate male pattern baldness? Yes. So DHT, so I personally, I think what most negatively affects my hair is high doses of testosterone. I do not believe that my hair is disproportionately affected by DHT derivatives. I run them in sufficiently high doses for sufficiently long periods of time, and it's certainly not hair loss in a bottle for me. It's clearly not just knocking it off my head. I clearly am DHT sensitive because the body hair growth is just getting more and more excessive, and the trenbolone definitely exacerbates that. So before I started using Tren, I had zero back hair, and I really had zero hair above like maybe here on my arm. And since I started using Tren, it's like the hair is just growing down my neck. If I quit shaving, I would probably have hair from like the sides of my head all the way to my feet. It's just like covering my entire body slowly but surely. So it's just gotten to the point now where the back hair is starting to become like a problem for me. Like I don't have to shave it a lot, but it's enough that I can reach back and start and feel it. Where used to, my back was totally bare. And so I definitely think the DHT derivatives will put hair on you, which is the weird thing. Guys are usually talking about like Masteron, Tren, whatever, knocking the hair off your head. It seems to knock the hair onto your body far more than it knocks it off of your head. And so what I think is really going on in the bodybuilding world is that when you hear somebody go, oh, you fucking Masteron, and I'm not attacking anybody, I'm just saying, when somebody says, I'm not picking on this particular person, when somebody says like Masteron is hair loss in a bottle, I think, and I could be wrong, I think what we're dealing with is a situation where that person was just fucking gonna lose their hair no matter what. You know, like at the same time in my 20s, when I was working at this company where they used to pick on me about losing my hair, there was another guy that worked there that was a few years younger than me, and his shit literally fell off in like a 5-year period of time. It just, he had the bald spot back here and it just fucking was gone. And so I think what happens is a guy that was probably going to lose his hair by the time he was 30 years old or 40 years old starts using anabolics, and their hair starts falling off their fucking head, and they go, it's the fucking anabolics. When, like, how can you know? You know, yeah, it probably speeds it up for all of us. It's just that in my experience, it does not rapidly speed it up, or, I mean, I would be fucking bald. So, I feel for you if you care about it. I've never had good hair anyway. That's the thing. Like, maybe it's easy for me to not give a shit because, like, I never tried to have like the Brandon Harding hair or like the Jay Cutler hair. You know, like, I just never had good hair. It's always been thin and limp, and it doesn't do anything. It's not especially good looking. I don't like want to go to a hairstylist or fucking deal with products. Like, I just don't fucking care. Like at all. So maybe it's because I grew up like, you know, I thought everybody was supposed to be G.I. Joe. Like, to me, having no hair is masculine. You know, like, I don't know. Like, it seems to me that it's like a younger generation that's all obsessed with their hair. And young girls like guys with all the hair. And to me, like, the generation I grew up in, it seems like being fucking bald or having a buzz cut, like that was the masculine thing to do. I don't know why. I don't get the hair thing, man. So there you have it. That's the answer. I do absolutely nothing to protect my hair. If anything, I'm trying to hurry up and get it to fall out so that I can shave it off and I can have made good on my promise to my wife. And I will agree with one statement that she makes, which is that, you know, having a buzz cut and a beard makes you just kind of by default look more aggressive. And since I have such an aggressive personality anyway, you know, it's kind of limiting in the job world. It could be limiting, you know, like when I was trying to go to work for Louis Vuitton, I think that there's a better chance, you know, in a suit with a semi-full head of hair, or even balding, honestly, is probably better than like buzzed down, jet black fucking goatee or beard or whatever, looking like the fucking God of War, what, Kratos, you know? That's what I really want to do. What I really want to fucking do is I want to shave my head and I want to tattoo like a Kratos tattoo on my fucking head, and then grow my this right here into chops, and then have like a savage long fucking goatee. Like if I could do anything in the world, and there was like if I started coaching and doing YouTube for a living, I would look like a fucking Viking. Because it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't have to worry about what some fucking asshole hiring manager's like, I don't think customers are gonna like the fact that you look like this. Fuck you, dude. Like, what difference does it make? If I sell shit and make money for your company, what the fuck difference does it make if I look like a fucking Viking? You know what I mean? Why does it matter if I make, you know, OnlyFans content? I was gonna get that little plug in there. Just like, hey, just in case you forgot, there's some links, places, go check them out. So there you have it. This video ran on too long again. I think that what we should do as men is that we should band together. We should become a band of brothers, and we should fight back. You know, women are always talking about the patriarchy. There's a fucking matriarchy of women in this world who have smeared us, who have put us down, who have judged us unfairly about something that the vast majority of men have no control over. You know, like the vast majority of men do not do steroids, and they lose their hair, and they deal with bald spots, and they deal with all of this fucking suffering, and they go through these surgeries, and they use creams and mousses and shit. And what we need to do as men in this world is we need to band together, and all of us shave our fucking heads. Like everybody together, fuck these emo, young, punk-ass kids and their stupid-looking fucking hair. Let's bick that shit down and look like real men, and then the women will have no choice. If every fucking dude on the planet gets the fucking razor out and bicks his shit down, then problem solved. No guy will ever have to waste money on shampoos, styling products, trying to save his hair, trying to get fucking, you know, Propecia or whatever, Rogaine. We could solve this whole problem together. Let's fucking do it, guys. Come on, let's fucking make this video go viral. Let's all fucking shave our heads and take it back to real men. So there you have it. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.